Good morning, everyone. Today is Thursday, January the 10th, and this is Spy on the 4 Hour. Hey, we're still caught, all right? We are in a state of resolution. Now, here's what I've done. I've drawn a box around the relative low and relative high for the regions that we've traced through since the gap up. Now, here's something that's very, very interesting. The 50% ratio, the 50% level between large groups of congestion end up being a decision point more often than not many, many times within the congestion space. So here's what that tells you. If you have a wide angle congestion space and there is room to move at that 50% level, if you can see what everything's doing on a very small time frame, you can avoid the rule of not diddling in the middle. Now, you know, we say that as traders because things tend to get very, very choppy. But if you're good at what you do, I'm talking to the intermediate trader that listens to me. If you're good at what you do, you can move this down into a very small time frame and lift right off these midpoints, moving in the direction of the general trend. Here's what I mean. A little study event here, just for giggles. Let's use a 2-minute chart. Don't really know if this is going to come through. I just thought about doing it. All right. Let's see if we can get our box back to steam. All right, we're in the middle of the box. All right, so here we are. Our midline is somewhere around here, right? And so if we look at that and we can tell what's going on, see where the VWAP is? If we look at that and we lose the midline, do you see how this midline makes a difference of where we are? If you lose the midline, you can trade it down into the base of the formation. Now, the fly in the ointment there is if you look at this one, that trade collapses because the moving average is flat. That trade collapses at about the 3/4 level. All right, which you can also see is relevant. So if you are in any kind of consolidation space and you divide that grid into a quarter, a half, and 3/4 of the move, you are going to see places that you can act. Now, this is good for the trader that has a lot of capital and good at scalping. But this is a very, very nice, extremely simple technique to gain a few ticks here, a few points there. If you're looking to get in and get out very, very quickly, one of my favorite methods. All right, let's go back to the 4-hour chart, talk about what it is that we're seeing. Yeah, we are unresolved. And as long as we are unresolved, we're going to have this sideways action that's really going to make the chart a bit messy to trade. Until we breach this region here above 146.70 or fall into the gap at 144.80, we are essentially sitting in sideways action. Now notice this. This is a DPO, a detrended price oscillator. I enjoy it. You can't use it by itself because it has a tendency to be unreliable on its own, but coupled with a number of things, it works extremely well. And so what the DPO here is telling us when we look at all the formations is that essentially we are moving sideways in an upward trending space. So what we need to look at is, are we making higher lows? And if so, can we breach the higher high? Now, interestingly enough, the IWM or the TF has given us a brand new high. Okay, it is outperforming the ES tremendously, and it also telegraphs the moves of the ES more often than not. So we're waiting for us as traders here in the room, we're waiting for more collapse in the ZB, and we're looking for the ES to pop up over this 1460 1/4 to hang on. It's going to be good for about another 12 to 15 ticks. If we can hang on above 1464-ish, we could have a nice stretch into 1468 and then 1472.50. But That all depends on whether or not we can pop out of this region and hold. We have not seen whether this pre-market break to the upside is going to hold or not, or if it's a failed breakout. Everything looks solid, but again, the overall momentum is damp. Remember, momentum is the distance traveled over a period of time. And if I look at this and I take a long or a short here and I stand right here at this point, I'm flat. That means my momentum is zero. Trading with zero momentum is very, very difficult, which is why I'm always saying caution, step on your hands. Some of us do need to step on our hands. Smash them really hard for touching that mouse. But overall today, we're going to be looking for either resolution above this 3/4 point, 146.20 should bring us to the top, 146.60. The 3/4 point here, the loss of 145.35 should bring us into the bottom of the gap. Bollinger Bands completely sideways, widening. Look at the VWAP. It remains flat as a horizon, and that is always trouble. Okay, so be cautious. Look for the things that are moving that you like. For us, Apple is trying to recover this 520 area. I don't know if any of you saw my Apple video, but it is trying to recover this area. Very, very bad that it closed underneath this area. It's a violation, but it needs time to confirm that violation. Many of us jump in way too quickly. This thing could be sitting in a channel just like everything else. It's got earnings next week, and so it could just be waffling in the wind. All right, so just like the broad market, we've got to wait things out, folks. A big move is coming. It's coming. Only a matter of time. It is coming. We have tight ranges, right? We have tight ranges, and they will expand on us. The market cannot sit in this sideways action indefinitely, but we need to learn to wait for it to do what it is that it's going to do, and then we'll follow it through. All right, good luck trading today.